I grew up, growing up I was a fat kid. And when I say I was a fat kid, I was 300 pounds. And yeah, that's a lot. And when you weigh that much, you really aren't into exercising, and you stay inside a lot, and you watch TV, and you're depressed. And the only thing that brought me joy was going out to dinner. And I came from a fat family. Both my parents were fat. My dad could eat whatever he wanted. He still gained weight. He was still fat. He'd eat whatever he wanted, but he didn't care about his weight. Now, my mom was a totally different story. She actually was going on diets that would last about 12 hours. And we were a big family. We were like one of 5 kids. So we didn't go out to dinner that much. And so when we did, we always would go out to nice places. And I'm going to tell you, one of my favorite places was a place called Maddie's Wayside Inn. Now, Maddie's was an old school steakhouse that had the red and white checkered tablecloths. It was known for its prime rib, but it had amazing ribs. I love the ribs. It was the best ribs I ever had in my life. And I'm not exaggerating when I say, because I had such a shitty childhood, that those ribs, especially that barbecue sauce, is why I'm alive today. But the thing is, as much as that brought me joy to go out to a restaurant, my mom, she would ruin it by embarrassing us. And it would start once we got seated at the table. My mom would sit there and the waitress would come by. And they were these old, big German women who had worked there for years. And today you would describe these women as handsome. And my mom would say, the woman would say, what would you like to order? And now my mom, the woman loved coconut shrimp, all right? The only time I saw my mom happy was 2 times in her life. 1, when my dad brought his paycheck home, and 2, coconut shrimp. And my mom, even though she had ordered this before, would always ask the same question. How many shrimp do you get? Now, almost like it was the stock market and the amount of shrimp would be fluctuating. You get 8 shrimp. And then she'd say, how big are those shrimp? And the woman would say, they are a good-sized shrimp. They're a jumbo shrimp. They're about this big. Oh, that's a lot of food for one person. Does anybody want to share it with me? Does anybody want to split it? Anybody? And nobody at the table wanted to split it. We all wanted our own stuff, especially my dad. Now, my dad was interesting because he was kind of oblivious to everything, especially sharing, because he just didn't understand the concept, even though he had 5 kids. And then my mom would go, I guess I'll have the coconut shrimp, like she was sacrificing something. Now, it comes with potato. What would you like? What kind of potato would you like? Would you like a baked potato? Would you like a twice baked potato? Or would you like French fries? Now, my mom should have gone into marketing because she could make the healthiest choice sound like it was bad for you. That baked potato, it's one of those really, really big baked potatoes, right? With a lot of that butter and sour cream. Yes, but we put it on the side. Oh, I don't want any of those calories. I'll take the fries. What kind of dressing do you want on your salad? Now, this was the 80s, and I don't know if you remember this, but back in the 80s, it was kind of an exciting time for salad dressings because there was this new exciting salad dressing out called blue cheese salad dressing. And it stood out from the rest of the salad dressings because it didn't come from a country like Italian did or French or Thousand Island. And when you ordered it, it was always 50 cents more. Now, my mom agonized over this purchase. So she'd say to the waitress, is that real blue cheese? Yes, that's real blue cheese. Well, does it get crumbled up on top or is it mixed into the salad? Cheese, and we crumble it up on the top. Oh my God, fresh blue cheese and they crumble it up on the top? You don't see that at many places. Then it would get weird. Because there'd be this awkward silence and my mom wouldn't say anything. About 10 seconds later, the waitress would go, and so do you want the blue cheese? And my mom would do this. as if she was taking a deposition, and if they read the transcript in court, she would have never uttered the word blue cheese. And as us kids, we're just like so embarrassed at this point. I am so embarrassed for my mom and for my family and everything. I just want to get out of there. And I feel bad. And there's no way I can apologize for the waitress and for my mom. It's just not going to happen. So what I do is I boil it down. I want to make it easy as possible for this waitress. I boil my order down to 5 words, which are ribs, fries, Italian, Diet Coke. We get our salads, which are good, and then all of a sudden, they bring out the entrees, all right? And this is what I've been looking forward to for such a long time, and they bring everybody's entree out, and mine comes last. And there they are. They bring in the ribs, and it's on this huge platter, and they put it right in front of me. And they are the most tender, succulent, well-behaved slab of ribs with just the right amount of barbecue sauce on the top. And the best part, oh, I gotta tell you the best part. They give you this rib. They give you this bib, okay? But it's not a rib bib. It's got 2 lobster claws on it, okay? Because the restaurant does serve lobster. And my mom actually had the lobster once. And she ate it, and then she had a gallbladder attack and got sick. But the next day, she went to the doctor, and he adjusted her medication and got her off the lobster and onto the coconut shrimp. So then, my favorite part, the ribs came with this rib bib that the waitress, the German waitress, tied. She came behind me and tied it around my neck. And for a fat high school senior, this was like being crowned the prom king. So we finish our entrees. We're all done. It takes about 8 minutes because my family, we eat fast. My mom's always like, I don't know why it's so quiet, because we're eating, Mom. And then there's 2 coconut shrimp on my mom's plate. And the busboy comes over and tries to pick it up, and my mom goes, no, 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 no. And all the kids are like, no, Mom, just let it go. You don't have to take it home with you. And she's like, no, 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 I am not wasting any food. Your kids and your father, you make fun of me for taking food home, but you know what? Your father, the next morning, he's the one who's eating it out of the refrigerator for lunch. So we're like, okay, Mom. Then the waitress reappears and says, what would you like for dessert? Your choices are German chocolate cake, cheesecake, or orange sherbet. And my mom says, well, I've been good. I think I'll have the sherbet. Now, I don't know, my mom is a magician with this. She could take any food and turn it into a diet, low-calorie food. She did it with angel food cake. She'd be like, oh, angel food cake? You know what? It doesn't have any calories. It's just a lot of air. So she's like, I'm going to have the rainbow sherbet because I'm going to be good. So we all have our desserts. And this is when it gets really bad. My dad pays the check, we leave, and we get in the car. And we're all in this big station wagon, and we're not even out of the parking lot. And my mom goes to my dad, how much was the bill? It was $98. $98, that can't be, that's outrageous. Now my mom wants to conduct an audit to figure out what everybody had. And she's going to start with the drinks. And she goes, well, I had an old-fashioned and a glass of wine, and your father, he had 2 gin and tonics. Now, you have to remember, this was before there was free refills on Coke products. And my mom does this shame spiral to us kids. She just spits out shame, and she just goes, you kids, I don't know why you had to have 2 Cokes. You had 2 Cokes, and it's just like flushing money down the toilet. And I am nervous. I am totally nervous because I had the most, if she gets to the dinners, I had the most expensive thing. I had the rib dinners, right? And I had a cheesecake with the cherry jubilees on top. And in my house, the rule was, it's always the fat kid's fault. And I am the fat kid. So at this point, I am like praying. I am praying to God that my mom has a gallbladder attack. And she takes her rage out. She takes her rage out. The rage that was supposed to go towards the kid, she directs towards the coconut shrimp. And then all of a sudden she starts going, $98, $98, $98, $98 divided by 7, $98 divided by 7. $98 divided by, that's $14 a person. $14 a person. You know what? I couldn't have done all that food for $14 a person. And then there's like, if the car could make a sigh, it would just like let out a sigh. And then my mom thinks for a second and she goes, Bob, does that include tip? And my dad goes, no. How much did you tip? And my dad goes, I left $25. $25? That is outrageous. This family just likes to flush money down the toilet, doesn't she? And then she says something which almost sounds to me like my dad's having an affair with the waitress. She's like, she wasn't even that good, and you're not even going to see her again.
Where'd that come from? I don't know.
And I don't know what to do. So like a good fat kid who's trying to get a laugh, trying to be funny, I decided to fart. Thank you very much.